Happy Wednesday! Welcome back to the Overflow. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about how Jesus' power can give us hope. For the month of July, we're following the VBS themes for the Overflow, and today we're going to be talking about the same verse that our kiddos and families have been talking about this week, which is Psalm 31:24, and that says, be strong and courageous, all you who hope in the Lord. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that word hope implies in the original language, and also talk a little bit about a New Testament verse that connects to this idea. So for now, enjoy the music that's being provided by Emily Wirt and Carmen Casillas, with special recording powers by Nick Traverso. They did this for me last minute and I really appreciate it. So let's listen in, and I will see you in a moment. I hope you enjoyed that musical offering. Thank you again to Emily and Carmen and Nick for accommodating my last minute request. You may be wondering why I chose the summons to talk about this theme of Jesus' power giving us hope. I chose it because in the original text, the Hebrew word that gets translated hope there also sometimes in English gets translated to wait for. Uh, and I think there's this implication of hope being more than wishing, hope inspiring action and affecting our behavior, uh, causing us to behave differently. And the lyrics to that, if you listen, are all about how we respond and how God hopes for us to respond to the experiences of our faith. Um, it's one of my favorites. And in this conversation, I know the youth group had a conversation of wishing versus hoping. I think in that conversation, there's also the implication of hope, including action and behavior, and wishing doesn't necessarily. So, for example, and it's kind of a silly example, but it's a cute one. My son, who is about to turn 7 at the end of this month, um, has his wish list for his birthday. But he is, I would say, it's more of a hope list, and here's why. Um, he has made his list based on his what he hopes to also get for Christmas. So he has so much faith here that he will receive the things under his tree that he has in his head now, that he is asking for accessories for his birthday to a thing that he is going to ask for Christmas. Um, so rather than wishing that he would have these things, I would define it more that he is hopeful. So there's an implication of faith behind hope. There's an implication that there's an assurance. And so that kind of led me then to a verse in Hebrews 11:1, which has been a favorite verse of mine for my entire faith life, for as long as I can remember. And that says, now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see or cannot see in some translations, which inspired me to take a little moment to also talk about the God sightings that our VBSers are doing for the whole month. On these trains, our VBS kids write down ways that they see God showing up in their world, evidence of God at work in their lives. And that could be something small, it could be something big, it could be something in nature, something from a relationship, an act of kindness, just all the ways. They're just working on spotting all the ways that they see God in the world. And so I would like to invite you, if you are comfortable, to also comment with a God sighting that you've had this week, so that we can share that with our kids and live into the example of what it means to walk in the world as a person of faith. Now we're going to have Miss Becky Stout, who is our children's choir director, lead us in the motions for our VBS song for the week. It's called You and You Alone, and it's a really great worship song, so I hope you stick through it, maybe do some of those motions, and enjoy worshiping in the same way that our children and families are in this season.
Hi VBS friends, so we're going to learn the song In You Alone, and it's a beautiful worship song. It has 2 parts, but they're both pretty short and pretty easy. So part 1 goes like this. You're going to make a line down your front. For God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand, and then you're going to put one hand on your heart. You give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone, in you alone. So with the singing, it goes like this. God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand, you give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone, in you alone. Part 2 goes like this. You're going to point to yourself with one thumb, point to yourself with the other thumb, and then make the hope sign really fast. So it goes, I will put my hope in you, Lord. Point up. You alone are everything I need. My hope is in you alone, in you alone. So it ends the same way the first part did. With the singing, it goes like this. I will put my hope in you, Lord. You alone are everything I need. My hope is in you alone, in you alone. And the really fun part is they're going to do both parts at once, and you get to pick which part you want to sing along with. Have fun!
God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand, you give me faith, and I will put my hope in you alone, in you alone. God of heaven and earth, you are amazing. You hold me up with your hand.